Hello everybody, this is Sean and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Planet Coaster. That's right, I'm finally starting up a Let's Play for this series. It's going to be interesting. There'll be some editing done throughout the episodes, but I think what I'm going to do is go with like 6 to 8 minutes and then pause it, or you know what I mean, stop recording and then play for like 15 minutes without recording and then record for 6 to 8 minutes or something like that. We'll find out. Because there's a lot of downtime in this game, a lot of scenery designing, a lot of roller coaster designing, but I want you guys to see some of that too. So uh, before I started here, so this is a brand new park. We're playing on the hardest difficulty level because I don't think that's really going to be a problem. Um, and it will at least give us something to work for as we get started here. So I only started with $2,000. I've already spent almost all of it, and that was just building this path and this ride. So now that I've got this ride set up, what I need to do is I need to set up a little bit of scenery within this area here, because your ride, you can set the price of your ride based on your Q rating. So what I need to do is I need to get that Q rating up basically as close to 100% as I can. Obviously, I don't think I have quite enough money to get it to 100%, but I do want to get it up there. So let's let's first off, I don't even know what kind of scenery we have available. Looks like we have quite a bit. So we must have the alpine and deciduous. Oh, and desert. Wow. So we start with all the scenery available? I guess that's all right. I thought I would have to research some of it. So do I start with all the... Okay, well, that's good. At least I don't have all the rides available. All right. Oh boy, what was I doing? Scenery. And we're just going to set up some very simple scenery for this ride, and we want to go cheap. So even selecting which kind of rocks to use, I believe the desert rocks are cheapest. Oh, and we started in the desert. Great. So it will be... I think that's actually why I started in the desert, is because I knew that these rocks were going to be cheap. I don't know whether the large rocks or the small rocks give you more or less benefit, but they do take up space. So let's throw a couple of large rocks out here. And it really wants to bury these things too. And we'll just shove you back down in there a little bit. That should be good. And I don't know what kind of trees go with the desert. Oh, I guess cactuses and dead trees. So let's throw some... Do I need to... What is going on here? Oh, did it duplicate it or something? Okay. Wow. Wait a minute. What? There we go. You should... I don't want you to align to surface. I want to move you in the There we go. The standard way. And these trees are cheap, right? They're like $1.50. I don't understand why it's tilted over like that. There we go. That's much better. All right, get down to the ground, you. Now, would you let me buy trees? You will not let me buy trees in the normal way. Please. Just free floating would be great. Thank you. So how does that put us on our queue? 5%. All that work. I wouldn't be surprised if it was related to the amount of money spent, to be honest. Let's throw a few cactus out there too. How are we doing on money? We still have $190, so that's good. Yeah, I don't think topiaries or any of that stuff is going to be applicable. We can throw some prickly pears out here, get those out there just for a little flavor. What are we at now? 13%. Ugh. Okay, so let's clear the filters out. I don't know what scenery we have researched, but apparently we have no scenery researched. That's a shame. Animatronics are usually really nice to have out there. But lamps are good too. I like to pull these guys down into the ground. So let's just throw some lamps out here to light this area up. And that's probably going to earn us a few points. Lamps are cheap. 21%. Yikes, I don't like any of those things. Special effects are always good. This is the desert, though. What is there? No. Do I not have any special effects? I don't have any filters set. I guess I need to research special effects. At least I have art shapes. I don't want to use art shapes in this. Huh. All right. Well, posters are very high excitement or high scenery, whatever. It's too bad though because they don't really fit in with the aesthetic that I have going on here, and I can't change the color or anything. But I guess that's what we need to do. One more, please. There we go. We'll put a couple here at the very entry. Well, you know what would be easier to do would be to move that tree. So let's move that tree. I say move that tree. There we go. And this time we are going to use that. I'm still cutting through there, isn't it? Turn it there. There we go. Well, a little bit of... I guess I'm going to have to move it that way. See, this is why we're going to pause and start, because do you really want to watch me do that for 40 minutes as I get this thing lined up? Still only at 24% scenery. That is terrible. How am I going to get... my usual standbys are not available. I like to put smoke and steam and fire, those kind of things in there, but I don't have those as options. I guess we could put, that just doesn't look good. That just doesn't make sense to have that laying down on the ground. I guess we could lift it up here and have it, what, just like floating over those signs somehow? Ooh, that's spooky. Kind of looks like they could be sitting on those signs, unless you look at it in that angle, in which case I guess we're going to have to drag it the old-fashioned way. So we're going to put you there. It's not too bad. Move it over. Yeah, that's fine. I'll leave it as that is. And I am going to come back once I get the scenery set up. So we'll see. Well, I've got the scenery set up and spent basically my last dollar. I've got $3.50 left, but I'm not going to go any further with that. I think you were here for me putting this sign up. So what I did after that is I threw in some more cactus, the little agave plants and so forth, prickly pears. I threw in some more of those, and then I made two little templates. There's that is not the right button there. So I made a cheap desert 1 and a cheap desert 2, and I copied the stuff in here, but cheap desert 1 is just a rock with some pears and a light, and then the different little trees in there. And cheap desert 2 is just a different variety of those things. Looks like I forgot to get the light with cheap desert 2, which is too bad because lights are a key to those things. But you can always go through and edit your stuff later. So what that did, I still only have now I'm up to 91% Q rating, which is great. I wonder if having it paused prevented that from updating. Meh, whatever, it's too late now. So that allows me to raise the price up. So I'm gonna raise it. I'll start at $13 and we'll see what they say. Let's go ahead and open that. Let's go ahead and unpause the game and let's see what happens. If I get any guests to begin with, I guess they would come up this path here. Oh, here they come. My first guests. Looks like a family, which is kind of too bad, because they're probably not going to want to go on my ride. Ooh. You notice I don't have any shops. I don't have any janitors. I don't have any maintenance people. I don't even have any benches. So it's a pretty bare bones park. But all of my money is gone, and from what I understand, there's a flaw in the difficulty settings, and that at the highest difficulty level, you're not supposed to even have loans available at all. So I'm just like self-restricting myself on not taking loans. Once they send an update out, I guess we'll have a better idea of what their intention was for the highest difficulty rating. But right now, the flavor text isn't accurate. And it does indicate on the hard difficulty that you can't take loans, although it still allows you to. So, you know, on the hardest difficulty, it also seems like you shouldn't be able to. So I don't know what happened there, but, you know, whatever. I love it when park entry is free. Yeah. Well, we're following the. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, you guys don't really want to go on any rides, do you? It's too bad. Is this one going to go on a ride? And there we go. Ollie is our first customer. And take flight is too expensive for her, so let's drop it down to $12.50. So expensive. Well, people are going on it, and now they're not complaining about how expensive it is. So good. Look at that. We're already mildly profitable. I can start setting down some benches, I suppose. But what I really want to do is get a second ride going. Second ride I'm going to put over here so I can take advantage of the scenery from this queue by just kind of wrapping around it, I guess. So I suppose my path, like my long-term path, I think I'm going to want to go this way. I guess I could have 2 rides right at the very start. I really don't like having all these rides at the entryway to my park. Oh, I think I need to turn off music. I got a warning for there we go. A DMC or whatever. I got a warning on my Google account. That's what I'm trying to say. And I don't want to get any problems there. I don't know what the licensing issues are with this game's music. But we do have the other background sounds turned on and everything, so I guess it's not actually going to mute that music, is it? I'm not quite sure how you adjust it within the game. But yeah, so this is, you know, it's going to take us a little while to make more money, but we're up to 230 and we're slightly profitable now. Eventually I'm going to have to hire a mechanic because this is going to need inspection or maintenance. It's already getting to the point where it's supposed to have its inspection. Have we made it through a month yet? Almost made it through a month, but that mechanic is going to eat up all of our profits. And we definitely need the second ride, I think, before I start spending money on a mechanic. Because the second ride, like all these families, will be able to go on that. Yeah, profit of $375. And our ride is uninspected. So what are those people? They're just thinking it's too intense, aren't they? All right. Well, we'll come back if I make enough money to get second ride going. Well, it's been several months actually, but we finally have made enough money to where we're going to be able to buy a second ride here. I did add a couple of garbage park bins and a couple of benches. We've had people come off this ride and vomit once or twice, so I have hired a janitor for a day. Basically, I hire a janitor, drop them on there, they sweep up the vomit, and then I fire them. I can't afford a janitor. I'm only making like $300 in profit a month. So maybe that's an exploit, but I don't know how else to do that. So I just think of it as like you can hire a temp worker in real life. So I could hire a temp to come in for a day to clean the place up. And I did the same with the mechanic when this ride broke down. After several months, so we're in July, and I think you start in March, we finally have $1,500. That's going to be enough for us to be able to buy this carousel. The carousel should be good because we get a lot of people walking in and not going on any rides. So if I put this here, and then I put the entrance over here, I'll be able to take advantage of this decoration that's already there, which is pretty important. And I'm going to put the exit over here, and that's going to kind of match up with where our future path is going to be. But let's go ahead and throw on the entry queue. I like using this orange entry queue for like every ride in the entire park. It stands out. I don't really use the I say that, and I've already used the orange pathing for the normal path, so never mind. And I try to use the black path for the exit. Although I'm going to use the black path for the exit here. So we are going to set that there. Oh boy, that is wide. Set that to 13 feet, please. And we'll just bring that around down this away. There you go. And I should be able to plant down a blueprint or two of the cactus. So let's throw some of those in there. That one right there looks pretty good. And maybe another one. I don't think I can quite squeeze it in there, can I? If I move that rock afterwards, I can. Let's just shift that over there. Perfect. And that should bump this scenery up a little better. 87, that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and charge $5 for this ride. I think we'll be able to swing that. People are going on it, so that's good. So now everybody should have an option for what ride they want to go on. I don't know how. Too expensive. I wonder where they draw the line. $4.75 is cheap. If dropping that 25 cents off is going to be cheap enough for them. It looks like the answer is no. So, and now if taking flight is broken down, that's going to be very expensive for me. So let's go ahead and hire a mechanic. A temp mechanic, please. You can go ahead and take care. I should have just dropped you right in front of the ride. It was silly of me to not do that. And now that I've dropped this down to 4.25, is it cheap enough for people to want to go on it? Really good value. Well, how about $4.50? $128 last month. I wonder if I had to pay the mechanic for the entire month. I don't know, but let's select him. I guess it's not going to let me select him until he gets out of there. There we go. Has been fixed, and you're fired. Let's go ahead and give this carousel a name. We're going to call it Horsey Go Round. I didn't say it was a good name. I'm going to have to come up with names for basically everything we put down in here, so give me a break. This looks kind of nice, though. Deserty. And this should give us a sufficient profit to get us... Well, what else can we do? We've only got the 2 rides, so we're going to have to... I guess I can build a very modest roller coaster. Probably for about $5,000. It's going to take us a long time to get to $5,000. There is a little more vomitous. Let's get that cleaned up. Don't make yourself comfortable, temporary janitor, because you're fired. In honor of our president. Oh, I should have not fired you. Can I unfire you? Oh well. Because there's some more vomit that I'm going to need to clean up. So let's bring in another temp. There you go. Thanks, pal. We'll see you again. Whoops, there you go. That's the fastest speed right there. Well, it is going to be a while before we get to enough money to do anything else. So, you know, I think we're actually going to go ahead and wrap up this first episode already. I do like trying to stick to like the 20 to 25 minute format. And I believe this one, I haven't been keeping exact count, but it's probably only about 19 minutes if I did 3 6-minute segments here. But I hope you've enjoyed this first episode of our Goose Hollow. Oh, I didn't explain. Did I explain why this park is called Goose Hollow? Did I even tell you that this park is called Goose Hollow? Well, that's the name of this park, Goose Hollow. That's the neighborhood I live in here in Portland. Portland, Oregon, on the west coast of the United States, in case you don't know that. Um, I'm from Oregon. I grew up in Salem, which is about 40 miles away, and I love my city. I love my state. Oregon's the best. Um, and Portland is we're about 150 years old. We're a pretty new city, really. And there's not a whole lot of history in our town, but Goose Hollow is one of the most historic neighborhoods in the city. Used to be home to this is where like all the migrant workers lived when Portland was a new city, and they would come in and build the town, I'm sure. But anyways, there was a river or a creek that ran through here, and all the geese would come flying away from that, and that's why it's called Goose Hollow. I guess there was a goose that like chased down a city councilman or something like that. I don't know. I'm sure there's some ridiculous story that's probably not true. And Goose Hollow is also the home to one of Portland's most famous 20th century mayors, Bud Clark. He's actually still alive. He's really old now. Yeah, so anyways, I love Goose Hollow, and I decided that would be the name of our park. So that's why this park in the middle of the desert is called Goose Hollow. And hey, that just bumped us up an extra couple of minutes, didn't it? I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, click the like button. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, I will continue making these Planet Coaster series for a while anyways with this park. I went 20 some episodes on my Civilization 6 series, even though like each episode got maybe 1.5 views. So it's not like I'm going to give up on this one if nobody watches it. But the chances of me doing a second series are much higher if anybody watches this one. Leave some comments in the comment area down below. I like talking about the game. Maybe you have some tips that might be able to help out. Look at that, we're already up to $770. We made $760 last month. That's great. I hope you will subscribe and tell your friends to watch as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.